What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today I am officially in Kingdom 2247. I've officially migrated my main account into my new kingdom. So I have just arrived here and am starting to gather up some resources here. As you can see, I am on the new PC update, and I will be completely honest, I absolutely hate it. I think the new display is very confusing. I really don't like what they did with it. I really hope that they kind of revert to some of the old changes that they had. Like all this stuff down here is really confusing. I like how you can see all your marches, that you also have the display here if you want to do like the control keys. Like the F3 key, I can select my Lohar, but I mean, I think the display is just very weird, and I'm not a huge fan of like this section over here or going back to your home here. Quick help is down here now instead of on the side, and like the time is up in the top left. I feel like they did way too many things to change the interface display, and I feel like I'm just either not used to it or I just really don't like it. I feel like it's a little bit of both. And so plus like the cursor I think looks kind of weird. I'd prefer to have just the mouse, but overall I think that the update with the shortcuts is good, but I think the display, like I'm just not a fan of it, and so I really hope that they change it back to where it was or similar to where it was beforehand, and hopefully it can get back to somewhat useful. And one thing I also really don't like is that you can't zoom in and out with the right cursor. You have to use the middle cursor to scroll in and out, which I never like to use because it's not very clean. Whereas when you could use the right cursor, it was very easy to do. And so I'm just not really a huge fan of everything in the update so far. I mean, obviously you're going to get used to it, but that's kind of my reflection on the update. Like I said, I think the shortcuts are great, but just the user display and all that kind of stuff, I'm just not a huge fan of. But today the topic of the video is migration. So like I said, I did migrate my main account into 2247. I am in 47II. We've been doing a lot of barb forts, getting some treasures of blue crystal, which is pretty great. I definitely need the AP here, 27 AP overnight, which is pretty awesome. So hitting a lot of barb forts, getting a lot of AP saved up for our next KVK. I'm running very low here, and so wanted to get that AP back up. I did get my hospital healed, just because I did a barb fort and then I realized I had a full hospital and I had dead troops, and I was like, oh crap, I needed to heal my hospital. So I had to speed up like 1 week of healing speed ups, which kind of sucks. But one thing that's really great about migration is that when you migrate to a new kingdom that's developed, like in KVK 4 for example, in 2247, the monument rewards you can get again. And so you have to make sure you get into an alliance that got them in the first place. So I made sure I got into 47II, who did get monument rewards the first time. So if you click on here, you can see you get all these rewards. So we have the Great Empire, we get 500 gems there. Get the Vassal's Vassal, 500 gems there. Another 500 gems here. Another 500 gems there. And it just keeps on going. All these gems that you get when you migrate to a new kingdom. And so if I open these up, so that's 2,000, it's 3,500, and another 400. So that is about 6,000 gems that I got just for migrating. And obviously it's not a ton, but I mean that puts me over 100k now for the Nevsky wheel coming out in a couple of days when we get the Mightiest Governor right down here. So once we get that, I'm going to be max spinning the Nevsky wheel, getting as many sculptures as I can. But I also wanted to talk about when you migrate from a KVK and have crystals left over. And so if I go over into my favorites here, these are my dead troops that will be coming back in about 11 days. But when you leave the Lost Kingdom and you have crystals left over, they are now converted into season coins instead of gold. And so I wanted to talk about whether or not it is worth your time, whether or not it is worth it to save crystals, or if you should spend them all before you migrate. And personally, I was trying to spend as many as I could before I migrated, but my cheapest technology upgrade was about 1 million crystals, and I didn't want to wait another 4 or 5 hours to get that. And so I just migrated, and I wanted to see what the conversion rate is. And it is roughly 800 crystals for every 1 season coin, which is actually a horrible return on investment. So I would highly recommend that you spend your season coins before you migrate into another kingdom, especially if you are leaving a season of conquest with crystals already. And so I wanted to show you, I left my farm in Kingdom 2368. So here we are on my farm. I wanted to show you guys the difference between spending all your crystals before you migrate and then leaving crystals before you migrate. And so on my main account, I had 625,100 crystals left over on my account when I migrated. On this one, I have 2.5 million. Now I have 2.7 million crystals. This is when you would want to spend your crystals on any technology research. So if I take a look here, if I go to larger camps, if I spend 168,000 crystals here, I get 1,600 season coins. And this equates to 105 crystals for every season coin, as compared to 800 crystals for every season coin when you migrate. And so this is why you want to make sure you spend all your crystals, get as many season coins as possible. And so you want to get as many research as you can done. So obviously I have a lot of research here that I'm able to do. And so this is when you want to make sure you spend down all your crystals, because if I were to migrate right now, I would have 2.6 million crystals, and divided by 800, that gives me 3,250 season coins. I'm going to get more than that with 2 researches here for probably 400,000 crystals, and I'll still have 2.2 million crystals left. And so that's why you want to make sure you spend all your crystals before you migrate if you are leaving a season of conquest, because it is not worth saving the crystals, because you're going to get a lot more season coins. For your shop, you can max out the legendary commander sculptures. This is my farm account, so I'm not going for any blueprints or any city skins. I'm going for just the legendary commander sculptures. So I'll most likely pick up these ones as well, and then be able to get more discounted ones next time, because I'm also not crafting anything. So I really only care about the legendary commander sculptures, so I can continue to invest in my YSS just to bolster up my farm defense. You can see I am pretty close to getting him another skill on here, so potentially 5424. I'm trying to get him expertise just to kind of have a little bit of a stronger defense on my farm. Not that I think it's going to get hit, but you know, just in case. Anyone who's trying to overthrow the kingdom and just start swarming farm accounts, I want it to hurt a little bit more, you know, so getting my YSS up there. But like I said, try to spend down as many crystals as you can. Obviously, like I said on my main account, my cheapest research was over 1 million crystals. And so I just wasn't able to get anything done with that. And so in this case, I have 2.6 million, so I have plenty of crystals to do research, especially on my farm account, because I have a lot more availability for research here. And so that is why I would recommend spending down as many crystals as you can, because right now 250,000 for 2,000 crystals, that's much better than trading in 2.6 million for 800 crystals per season coin. So like I said, spend out as many crystals as you can, and make sure when you migrate, you are spending down all your resources as well. So you can see I have just about 0 resources on this account, just because I sent them all to my main so I can train troops. And then I also sent all my resources on my main to other players in the kingdom that were going to be staying here. And so when you migrate, you can't take the resources with you. You have to be under your storehouse capacity. And so the way you can figure that out is if you go to your storehouse here, click on the info, you can see food protection capacity. I have 1.84 million food and wood, and then I have 1.38 million stone, and then 920,000 gold. So that's the most that you can migrate with. If you have over that, you either have to delete it, or you have to spend it, or send it away to somebody else. So you have to make sure you have less than that. So right now I have too much wood, I have too much food, so I need to make sure I spend those down. I definitely have too much stone. So I'll most likely train some troops, and then I will send off the remaining of my resources to other people in the kingdom, and then just be able to migrate without having to waste any resources. And I can help out 2368 a little bit more before I head out of here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to cover. If you guys want me to do a full detail on the new update on the PC, let me know down in the comments and I can get that done. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for checking in.